Imagine a single moment that would forever change the course of human history. A moment that would not only end one of the most devastating conflicts in human history, but also ignite a new era of fear, power, and technological prowess. This is the story of that moment, the spark of the bomb, the dawn of the nuclear age. Our tale begins in the throes of the Second World War. A global conflict that had already claimed millions of lives and seemed poised to claim millions more. Amidst this chaos, a secret project was set into motion in the United States. Codenamed the Manhattan Project, it was an ambitious endeavor that united the brightest scientific minds under one common, yet daunting goal: to harness the destructive power of the atom. The world's first nuclear bomb was not born overnight. The Manhattan Project was a colossal undertaking that spanned years and consumed $2 billion, a staggering sum for the time. It was a testament to the desperation and determination that fueled the war effort. The project was shrouded in utmost secrecy, its existence known only to a select few. Scientists like J. Robert Oppenheimer and Albert Einstein worked tirelessly, driven by the fear that the Axis powers might develop such a weapon first. The result of their relentless pursuit was a bomb of unprecedented power, a power derived from the very building blocks of the universe. Little did they know their creation would cast a long shadow over the world, a shadow that lingers to this day. Meanwhile, the war raged on. The Allies were gradually turning the tide, but victory was far from certain, and the cost in lives continued to mount. The decision to use this new weapon was not taken lightly. It was a choice born of desperation and a desire to end the war as quickly as possible. And so, the stage was set. The world was about to witness a power unlike anything before. A city named Hiroshima was about to become the epicenter of this new era. A moment was approaching that would forever alter the course of human history, and the spark of the bomb was about to ignite. Among all the cities of Japan, why Hiroshima, you may ask? The answer lies in a blend of geography, military strategy, and a chilling desire for an unblemished test site. Hiroshima, nestled in the wide plains of the Ota River Delta, was a city of significant military importance during World War II. It housed important army bases, supply depots, and factories vital to Japan's war effort. But that's not all. The city's geographical layout made it a prime target. Its flat terrain and distinctive T-shaped Aioi Bridge made it an easy target for the Enola Gay, the B-29 that would eventually deliver the atomic package. And the most chilling reason of all? Hiroshima had been spared from the extensive firebombing raids that other Japanese cities had endured. To the minds orchestrating this nuclear attack, Hiroshima presented an untouched canvas, a pristine stage for the world's first atomic bomb. Hiroshima, a city unsuspecting, stood on the brink of annihilation. August 6, 1945, a day that would be etched in the annals of history. Before the break of dawn, the B-29 bomber, christened Enola Gay, roared to life on the tarmac of Tinian Island. At its helm was Colonel Paul Tibbets, a seasoned pilot, carrying a burden heavier than the very aircraft he was piloting. Nestled within the belly of the aircraft was Little Boy, a uranium-fueled atomic bomb, the likes of which the world had never seen. As the sun began to crest the horizon, the Enola Gay, a harbinger of destruction, took to the skies. Flying at a high altitude to evade detection, it set a course for Hiroshima, a bustling city untouched by the ravages of war. Unknown to its inhabitants, their city had been chosen to bear the brunt of the world's first deployed atomic bomb. Minutes ticked away as the Enola Gay neared its target. At precisely 8:15 in the morning, the bombardier, Thomas Farabee, released Little Boy. For 43 seconds, the bomb free fell, the city below oblivious to the impending doom. Then, at 8:16 and 2 seconds, Little Boy detonated approximately 600 meters above Hiroshima, unleashing an energy equivalent to approximately 13 kilotons of TNT. In an instant, the city was enveloped in a blinding flash, hotter than the surface of the sun. A shockwave of immense power swept across Hiroshima, demolishing buildings, incinerating trees, and vaporizing people. A mushroom cloud, the signature of an atomic explosion, rose high into the sky, marking the spot where a vibrant city once stood. The devastation was total. An estimated 70,000 people lost their lives immediately, with tens of thousands more succumbing to injuries and radiation sickness in the days and weeks that followed. Almost 5 square miles of the city was completely destroyed. In an instant, Hiroshima was reduced to ashes. The bomb named Little Boy had left a lasting legacy. Its detonation over Hiroshima had unleashed a force equivalent to about 15,000 tons of TNT. In an instant, the city was transformed into a scene of unimaginable devastation. The initial blast wave obliterated nearly 5 square miles of the city, reducing it to rubble. The buildings that had once proudly stood in the city center were now flattened, their skeletal remains a grim testament to the destructive power of nuclear weapons. The fires that followed the explosion raged on, consuming what was left of the city. But the destruction of Hiroshima was not merely physical. The human toll was staggering. It is estimated that by the end of 1945, between 90,000 and 166,000 people had perished as a direct result of the bombing. These were not just soldiers or political figures, but ordinary men, women, and children, whose lives were abruptly ended or irrevocably altered. The survivors, known as hibakusha, faced a new kind of horror. Many of them were severely injured, their bodies ravaged by the intense heat and blast. But the nightmare didn't end there. The radiation released by the bomb had a long-lasting and insidious impact. In the years that followed, thousands more succumbed to radiation sickness, their bodies unable to cope with the invisible enemy that had invaded them. The bombing of Hiroshima marked a new era in warfare, one where the power to annihilate entire cities and their inhabitants was now a reality. It highlighted the immense destructive potential of nuclear weapons and the indelible scars they leave behind. The city of Hiroshima, once a bustling metropolis, was left in ruins. Its people, those who survived, were forever marked by the tragedy. Their stories, their pain, their resilience serve as a poignant reminder of the devastating consequences of nuclear warfare. The city was devastated, its people forever scarred. The aftermath of Hiroshima is a stark testament to the horrors of war, a chilling reminder of the power we wield and the responsibility that comes with it. The world looked on in horror and awe. As the dust settled over Hiroshima, a collective gasp echoed across the globe. The magnitude of the event was almost beyond comprehension. The first city ever struck by a nuclear weapon had been obliterated in the blink of an eye. Across continents, the news spread like wildfire, sparking a myriad of reactions. In the United States, there was a sense of relief and triumph. The end of the war was in sight. The colossal power of the atomic bomb had brought the formidable empire of Japan to its knees. The hope was that the staggering display of destructive force would expedite the conclusion of World War II. However, not everyone shared this sentiment. In many quarters around the world there was shock, disbelief, and condemnation. The sheer scale of devastation, the thousands of innocent lives lost, the city leveled to the ground. It was a horrifying spectacle. The moral and ethical implications of using such a weapon were hotly debated, and the world grappled with the reality of this new era of warfare. The reactions weren't limited to just shock and condemnation. The bombing of Hiroshima also signaled the end of World War II, marking a new chapter in global politics. The era of nuclear diplomacy had begun. The world had witnessed the devastating power of atomic weapons, and the race was on to harness this power. The Cold War, characterized by a tense nuclear arms race between the United States and the Soviet Union, was just around the corner. In the wake of the bombing, the world was forced to confront a new reality. The nuclear age had dawned, casting a long shadow over the future. Nations had to reckon with the idea that warfare had changed forever, and the stakes had never been higher. The bombing of Hiroshima marked a turning point in human history. It was a grim reminder of the destructive potential humanity now wielded. It set the stage for a new era, an era defined by the power of the atom and the delicate dance of nuclear diplomacy. The echoes of that fateful day continue to resonate. The bombing of Hiroshima on the 6th of August 1945 marked a turning point in human history, underscoring the devastating power of nuclear weapons. Today, the ruins of the city serve as a poignant reminder of the immense destructive potential that we as a species have harnessed. Yet this event also sparked a global debate that continues to this day. The lessons learned from Hiroshima have shaped international policies, giving rise to treaties and agreements aimed at nuclear disarmament. But the question remains, can we truly rid the world of nuclear weapons, or are they a necessary evil in maintaining a delicate balance of power? With every passing year, the memory of that day in Hiroshima fades slightly, yet its significance endures. As we look back, it is our duty to ensure that such an event never occurs again. Hiroshima stands as a stark reminder of the devastating power of nuclear weapons. If you found this video educational and informative, please give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to join our family. Thank you for watching.